Felt very at ease. The dynamics are good. I'm in my country. I speak my language. And I have better food. Oh, okay. It's a space where I feel good, and I feel like I can enjoy my football at a very high level due to the dynamics we have and the quality that I have at my side. Frank, what do you think here? Are these shots fired more to English cuisine or Manchester United's dressing room?
Well, if England had the best cuisine ever, we would have known that, you know, and it's not the case. They have the best music. They have also nice, beautiful luxury cars. But in terms of food, I'm sorry. No, they don't have it. They have the music. So I'm 100% with Bruno Fernandes about the food. And Luis, maybe Stevie can agree with me that that is not, in terms of food, the best country in the world. I understand what he means. I mean, it's a big mess at Manchester United right now. And it's so completely the opposite with Portugal. Goes back to his country to prepare. He sees his family, speaks the language. Don't have any problems to feel the team and to play with his teammates. So it's maybe it wasn't that diplomatical, I would say, but it's only the truth, and it's only fair. So I'm 100% with him.
Does he think, Bruno Fernandes, that we are back in a time in which messages are carried by pigeons? Huh?
What are you saying? This is getting back to the United dressing room?
Well, absolutely. We're discussing it.
Does it make it worse that it comes from the captain? Or does it carry more weight?
It's not ideal. It's not ideal. It's not, we know those issues are happening, right? And we're not in that locker room. But he is the captain. He is deep inside that locker room, and he is putting it out there. And his job as a captain, as a team leader, would be to resolve some of those issues and address those issues, not go to Portugal and say, man, things are so much better here. Huh? This place is great. Look at the food. Look at the players. Look at the quality. Look at us. We're so good. Hold on a second. Are you part of the solution or are you part of the problem? And so when you remove yourself from, and so many players do this, when they go with their national team, they forget that actually people will read these quotes, that these quotes will get out, and that, as I said, they're not transported by pigeons, that it's in real time that it's happening, and so therefore we're going to consume it. Who else is consuming that? His teammates, his fans at Manchester United, the club. It's not the time to be making comments about how good things are away from Manchester United. It is a time to be, at the very least, supportive of your club, and that doesn't seem to be the case.
It's just another reason why he shouldn't be captain of Man United. It really is.
Really?
You know.
This is that big a misstep for you.
Oh, come on. If anybody should understand that what you do travels back home. I mean, look at the last time when he was supposedly, him and Ronaldo weren't speaking. I mean, that was just a little tiny little thing that we absolutely picked apart. Certainly social media did. And then the same person goes out and completely blows it apart by basically saying that everything here is great and back there is just, oh, I wish I could stay here. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Stevie,
you're supposed to.
Yes,
come on, Frank. This guy's not a rookie. This guy should have some common sense.
No.
And when you're asked the question,
he's not.
You don't have to answer it, and you don't have to be honest. Why are you being honest? If you're honest all the time, you're going to get nowhere. Sometimes you just got to blank a question and move on. You don't have to answer questions. I mean, it's just ridiculous. A guy of his experience.
Go on, Frank.
No, it's just, I completely understand what Ali just said and Stevie agreed to. And I'm with you. Maybe he should have kept silence and refused to answer to that question, saying that we are comparing two different things. But I mean, it's refreshing a little bit to see somebody, you know, saying the truth that we all see as the truth. It's not something, it's not a lie. It's not, and everybody is a little bit adult with experience will say, yeah, you know, he's just saying the truth. Whether he should have said it or not, yeah, we can agree that he should have keep it silent about it, but he's not saying something that, oh my God, that's a big surprise. We thought at Manchester everything was perfect. Of course it's not perfect. It would have been, they would have had a different result if it would have been perfect. So he's just saying it. Yeah, he's a captain. Well, is he really a captain? Is he really a leader? I'm not sure about that too. That's another discussion. But I'm not shocked by what he said, because he only said the truth.
Luis, what do you think? Bad look for Bruno here?
No, not at all. I think that they are very unfortunate sentence. Yes, not because you're a captain. You belong to the club. You belong to the dressing room. And if I'm in that dressing room and I see a captain or a teammate saying that, yeah, here I'm surrounded by talent and I feel better than anyone else, I'm waiting for you on the dressing room for you to tell me who the ones are next to you are not good enough. I don't remember or don't recall anyone when he was having a very, very tough moments at Man United going on a media and say, you know what happened is because this guy is not doing well. He's not scoring goals, he's not passing, he's not assisting, he's not doing anything. And he's been crap for the past 6 months. I don't recall that. And there were moments where he wasn't good enough playing for Man United. Maybe then we can start saying no, because the team wasn't good enough at the time, because they were not playing well. But in the end, those kind of things, you have to work them out inside the dressing room. I don't think that is the right moment because the team is not in a good moment, and the right moment because Portugal is in the right moment. I think that as a teammate, not as a captain, you cannot go away and saying, I'm feeling good here, and back then they are not good enough.
Luis going to meet you at the dressing room door, huh? How about that?
That's right.
Let's go. I like it. All right, Luis, great stuff.
Political people, we have a trio of political people. Yeah, just saying what the people want to hear.
What do you mean? What do you mean, Frank? Luis said that he was going to wait for him at the dressing room.
That's right. That's right.
It's not going to be political. There's going to be action.
Portugal then 3-1 winners over Poland as Cristiano Ronaldo gets himself on the score sheet there in the 37th minute. Frank and Luis still with us. Frank, you impressed by Portugal in this game?
A lot, Sebi. I mean, in every lines you can feel that they have a strength, that they have power. They communicate very well between the lines. I really enjoyed the game. I mean, there are some similarities between the game yesterday between Bosnia and Germany, and today Poland against Portugal, where the both teams who play away from home have been in control of the game. They scored almost the same goal, with Wirtz yesterday making a back pass to I forgot who, to Undav, and today Bruno Fernandes giving a back pass or back header, a beautiful one to Bernardo Silva to score the goal. But Portugal, they were so much in control of the goal. We saw Ronaldo being altruistic twice. Not when he scored, as Ali did before, being happy to score and forgetting to thank Leao for his beautiful run. But the free kick, the pass to Bruno Fernandes show that he wants to prove that he can be, as I said again, altruistic, and that was a good sign for the others. And everything was almost perfect for Portugal. I mean, that team has to win something very soon. It's like Belgium, when we said that they had a golden generation. This team is the golden generation of Portugal, and they should win the World Cup maybe, or the Euro after, because that would be a waste, because the team is a hell of a team.
Can they win if Ronaldo's still part of that team, Ale? If he's still that guy? He's the starting 9 today.
Well, and to me, that's a part in which you get into a conversation about Portugal and see what your goals are. And if your goals are to get to the quarterfinals, maybe even the semifinals of a tournament, then yeah, you continue to ride Ronaldo. But once you get into the latter stages of a competition, I think some of the things that he's unable to bring to his game nowadays, in the current form of Ronaldo, it would limit Portugal's attack. You see Rafael Leao running today, and not just in the goal. There was another play in the second half in which he basically started in the middle of midfield, started running with the ball down the left-hand side, cut across all over to the right-hand side of the 18-yard box, cuts it back to Bruno Fernandes, and it should have been a goal, wasn't. You see that sort of power, you see that sort of strength, you see the youth. You see the youth, what Ronaldo used to have, the explosion that Ronaldo used to have. You're seeing it from Rafael Leao, and you almost want to tell Roberto Martinez, let these guys go. Rafael Leao and the rest of them. by the way, because it's not just Rafael Leao. It feels like there's a few players that I just kind of went in like, okay, is it our team now? Is it our team now? Or is it still Ronaldo's team? Is it our team now? Or is it Ronaldo's team? Ronaldo will continue to score goals in games like this and will continue to be productive for Portugal in games like this. But to your point, you asked me about winning. And now that should be the goal for Portugal. When it comes to winning time, I don't quite think that Ronaldo's helping the cause at that level. He can get to the quarterfinals. Once we get into the semis and the finals, I think the limitations of his game currently also limit the way that Portugal plays because of his lack of movement and his inability to go and press the ball when need be.
To Ale's point, Luis, if you're in Roberto Martinez's shoes, today's game would be like the perfect game to try something different, to not use Ronaldo. What do you see from this Portuguese team with Ronaldo in that top spot?
No, in the end, let's not forget, Cristiano Ronaldo is used to live on the goals, just on the goals. It's not this year or the past year. It's been quite a few years that Cristiano Ronaldo has been always focusing. Let's not forget that he's a player who's been playing the right and the left side because it's the speed, ability, and the strength on the game. In the past, maybe 5, 6, 7 years, it's been quite a long time that he's been only playing in that center. Why? Because he doesn't have to make transition. He just move around that area. And right now, he's surrounded by so much talent. I mean, Rafael Leao on the left side with Mendes, he's been today a total threat every single time. And the other side with Neto is exactly the same. You receive so many good balls. You go for Bruno Fernandes, you go to Bernardo Silva. There's quality all around. So in the end, if you move there, I can tell you that Steve Nichols is going to score 5 goals from here until the World Cup if they put Steve Nichols right there as a center forward. Because in the end, you are surrounded by so much quality. Let's don't forget, Cristiano Ronaldo has that ability. The second goal is because he's melee. He knows that the ball can arrive there. So he arrived to that spot. But I totally agree with Ali. If you bring to the high intensity today, they control the game, they move it, they didn't feel any pressure at all. I think Poland, just maybe in the second half or 15 minutes, they kind of reacted and tried to do something different. Actually, Lewandowski, I think they touched it 14 times the ball or 14 passes in the whole 90 minutes. So that tells you a little bit how it was played by Poland. So you're going to control it. So you don't have even to run. But if you start in a game where you have to make transitions, go up and down, make movement, run to the space, that's not the game for Cristiano Ronaldo anymore. So if you're going to play in this moment, okay, bring him, give him what he wants, goals, assists, feel comfortable. But in the moment, let's not forget, it's 16 minutes. He's been replaced because you realize that they are coming and you need to address once again the pressure up front. And Cristiano Ronaldo was replaced by Diogo Jota. So in the end, I think that right now is a good moment for him. They can enjoy it. But again, when you arrive to the latest stage of the competition in those kind of quick and intense games, I don't think that he's going to be able to manage it.
Stevie, they pounded Poland today. Could they be better without Ronaldo?
Yes.
How much better?
Maybe an extra goal better, which kills this game. Because at 2-0 at half-time, you talk about pretty much total dominance. I mean, Poland were struggling to get out of their own half most of the first half. But if you kill the game off, because you have somebody who can just do something a little quicker, get the back line a little deeper, that gives more room to all that quality that's around, then yes. But to go right back to your very first question, if Cristiano Ronaldo is playing centre-forward, starting centre-forward in the World Cup, Portugal will not win it. I will guarantee you that.
Do you think they could if he wasn't in the team? I guess that's the question. How good could this Portugal team be without him?
Yes, they could.
Really? They're that good based on what you saw?
Oh, my goodness, going forward. Listen, I mean, Leao today had 2 or 3 runs that were just sensational. It was like watching a kid playing in the playground.
But you know that's not him every day.
And that was going to be my point. My point is, if between now and the World Cup, Leao can get a consistency at a certain level with his runs and his final decision-making and his final ball and pass, whatever it may be, along with Bernardo Silva. And, I mean, Bruno Fernandes looks like a different player playing for Portugal. I mean, all around this team, Neto was running at the Polish defence for fun. I mean, that's why the first half was so good, because all of those players I mentioned were all at it. And Portugal couldn't live with them. So, yes, they can win the World Cup, but they can't win it with Ronaldo as a centre.
Man United tipped to appoint former player as new manager to succeed Erik ten Hag. Former Everton chairman Keith Wyness has tipped Manchester United to appoint ex-player Michael Carrick as their new manager. Erik ten Hag currently remains in his role, but the Dutchman is under huge pressure and is very much fighting for his job amid speculation over his future. Naturally, attentions have turned to who United may pick as their new manager should the Red Devils decide to part ways with the former Ajax boss. Wyness believes United may decide to take a punt on Carrick, who is currently managing Middlesbrough down in the second tier of English football. Carrick, who previously worked as United's caretaker manager, featured 464 times for the club during his playing career from 2006 until 2018. Wyness told Football Insider there are various rumours whether they will go for like a Thomas Tuchel or will it be a Michael Carrick and have more of a managerial coach type situation rather than a Tuchel type bigger name. I think they might go for the second route and try and get the Man United ethos back to what it was before with an ex-player like Carrick managing the squad. Has proven to be a very good manager, so that's where I think they may go. But no one knows at the moment which way Ratcliffe is going to jump. They are starting to reap the rewards of a very bad, difficult off-season when everybody thought Ten Hag was going to be sacked. So all these sorts of things are coming home to roost. It's a bad issue for Man United. We are already 7 games into the season and it's not looking good. United have won just 2 of their opening 7 Premier League games this term in what has been an abysmal start. Ten Hag, though, has some credit in the bank, having helped the club clinch the Carabao Cup and FA Cup in 2023 and 2024 respectively. The Red Devils are next in action on October 19th when they host early goal kings Brentford at Old Trafford. I worked with Erik ten Hag at Man United, only one manager is worth sacking him for. Erik ten Hag's Manchester United future has once again come under scrutiny, but former assistant Benny McCarthy does not believe Old Trafford bosses have many better options to turn things around. Benny McCarthy believes Manchester United should only replace Erik ten Hag if they can lure Pep Guardiola from rivals Manchester City. Ten Hag's former assistant departed United in the summer, as a number of changes were made behind the scenes at Old Trafford. McCarthy was part of the backroom staff from July 2022 until the end of last season, with Ruud van Nistelrooy and René Hague joining the club in his stead. The former Blackburn Rovers and Porto star helped United to Carabao Cup and FA Cup glory but endured a more difficult time in the Premier League last term where Ten Hag came close to losing his job. With pressure once again mounting on the Dutchman, McCarthy defended his qualities. The ex-South Africa international, speaking on SuperSport, named Guardiola as the only coach who could supersede Ten Hag. No other came to mind for the 2004 Champions League winner. Who else is better than Ten Hag? McCarthy said. You're not gonna get many managers unless Pep decides to change from Man City to United, then maybe you might have a change in fortunes, but other than that, I can't see who's better than Ten Hag. Earlier this month, McCarthy suggested his former colleague lacked the fire to compel his team. Though at that time, reserved praise for Ten Hag's tactical nous. In modern football, I believe that players want to see a bit more passion in their coach, he said. They need to feel that the coach is with them and willing to fight alongside them. Tactically, I feel that Erik is at the top. He lacks a bit of that fire, that passion. That's where we differ, him and I. The former Red Devils coach was critical of how some of United's players trained during his time with the club, however. The 46-year-old believes the squad needs to follow the examples of Portugal stars Bruno Fernandes and Diogo Dalot. If some of the Manchester United players had what Bruno Fernandes and Diogo Dalot have, it would have been easier to achieve good results, McCarthy said. They both trained with incredible concentration, giving everything they had. Some of the others didn't do the same. This ended up limiting United's progress, because some players weren't training to the best of their ability. Even in games, the data showed us that some players were at their peak performance and others a little below.